Hi, welcome to the show. I'm Ivory LaNoue. Roz is out today. Our topic today is Code of Consciousness, the number 1111. Before we get started, I want to say a special hello to our listeners in Mason, Ohio. We're so glad to have you here with us. Thanks for tuning in. Let's jump into this topic because today is November 11th. It's no mistake that I'm doing this topic for us today. It's kind of a set of numbers that has particular importance and power today and for the next little bit of time after today. Interestingly, the 11th day of the 11th month does mark some powerful events in contemporary history. The armistice that ended the fighting in Western Europe during the First World War took effect at 11 a.m. Paris time, November 11th, 1918. The 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Remembrance Day is honored in all parts of the Commonwealth in the tradition of observing 1 minute of silence at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Let's talk a little bit about what 1111 means. Everything on earth, including numbers, has its own unique energetic signature, and the vibrational energy radiating from 1111 is transformational and awakening. This is because it is the first set of repeating number sequences we see when we begin to come into full conscious awareness. So in other words, you're waking up, you're starting on your spiritual journey, you're being awakened. November is the 11th month, and in numerology, 11 is a master number that equates to new beginnings, illumination, inspiration, independence, and the potential of the soul. 11 is the most intuitive, creative, enlightening, and insightful number in numerology. It is known as the messenger, and it's a guiding force that helps us readjust and gravitate towards our unique divine path so that we make the most of the possibilities and opportunities intended for us. I really pay attention to it because 1111 is a powerful angel number, which is just a way your angels are talking to you, getting messages through to you, getting your attention. 1111 is a spiritual awakening call that presents itself repeatedly. You're going to see it again and again so that you become alerted to specific aspects of your life. They want to wake you up. It raises our awareness by just sort of gently jolting us so that we pay attention to the synchronicities that are around us, and they are always around us. These nudges are the universe's way of waking us up through the unique vibrational energy of 1111. If you're an angel person or you just love them, like I do, I know it's my angels. When I see numbers like this, I always feel my angels coming in. So it can also be your angels talking to you and just trying to get your attention very desperately for something important. Many of us may notice that we regularly see the number 1111 on clocks, license plates, receipts. I mean, you could see them anywhere. The reason the number appears is a personal one, and only the person seeing it will be able to decode its significance accurately. And that's why, if you have my book, you know that the lady who I have a link to her website, if you enter angel numbers, Joanne Scribes, she always has multiple explanations of what those numbers mean, and you're supposed to go with the one that resonates for you. It doesn't mean all of them. It can't be the same message for everybody. We all have different things going on in our lives. When 1111 presents itself to you, you might notice a familiar deja vu sensation, as though you're trying to remember something from a past life or a dream without fully understanding why you're trying to retrieve this information or what it's even about. If there's something in particular you wish to manifest, 1111 is an opportune time to visualize it. So today, November 11th, you can make a wish at today, 1111, and manifest it and send it out into the universe. Today and during the weeks following, you will likely see an increase in the number of times you see this number 1111, particularly today, because it signifies the beginning of transformational healing and the ending of destructive areas of our lives. So you'll notice it's not just today, November 11th, but the days following too. Kind of like when we're having Mercury in retrograde, there's that 2-week period before and 2-week period after where we feel the effects. So it's still there, even though it's not as its peak. Throughout this month, November, you might notice you feel highly sensitive and intuitive. For those of you who are an empath like I am, hold onto your hats, do lots of protection, because you will be acutely attuned to the subtle energies radiating all around us. So even those of you who are not empath could start feeling some empathic sensations we usually get. November is a pivotal time to focus on what we want by repeating positive, uplifting affirmations. Remember how important it is to manifest what you want by saying what you want, thinking what you want. You're planting healthy seeds of love. This means that the manifestations that occur will be the ones we want to take place of high importance in our lives. That's for today and the next few days. We achieve this by also letting go of our thoughts, feelings, and unhealthy attachments that relate to everything we don't want. And this is why, I've talked about it on other shows. It's very painful when you have to walk away from a relationship of any kind, whether it's romantic, family, friend, a hobby. Sometimes you have to do that to save yourself. It's all about saving yourself. It's all about tuning into how things feel for you. So if there's somebody in your life or a group of people that you've been a little on the fence about and thinking, maybe they're not so good for me. If you really want to walk away from it, if you've come to the realization it's not good, this is a good time to do that. You've got to clear room in the area around you in your life for positive people that are the people you want. So let's talk about this cosmic trigger. What does 1111 mean? Many people who experience seeing 1111 regard it as a cosmic trigger designed to grab their attention and direct it to whatever place inside themselves that needs awakening. We have become quite automatic in our living, and for many, 1111 feels like a call back to consciousness. That's why it's called the Code of Consciousness. So there you go, just kind of paying close attention, living authentically, being aware of yourself and your surroundings. The best version of ourselves resides in the realm of reflective awareness, where we consider the effect that our thoughts, words, and actions will have on us, the world around us. And 1111 may be playing a role in boosting that awareness. Sometimes, like if you just said something or did something, and then you're having that little feeling like, oh, I could have handled that better, you might see 1111. And to me, it's your angels saying, yeah, I'm going to second that. You know a better way to handle a situation like that. That kind of was falling back in your old patterns. Let's move ahead. Other people describe that 1111 experience as being tapped on the shoulder by an angel and being comforted by the idea that not only are we not alone, but there's a spiritual dimension to life that is making its presence known by directing our attention to repeating sequences and patterns. So I have to tell you, probably the most common is people saying that they see 1111 on their phones, alarm clock, in the car, on the dashboard, 1111, 1111. It'll just be a lot. I've gone through a couple periods in my life where I've seen it. For me lately, it's been the 444, which is a different message, but 1111 is always good to see. So I want to talk about how this is a gateway of ascension, because many of you following my show are very much into ascension. You want to be better. You want to better yourself every lifetime and move forward as a spiritual being you truly are. Still others out there believe that 1111 can be the key to a type of gateway of ascension and enlightenment. And it's a perfect way to describe the shift taking place all over the world that's happening right now at this very minute. Change on a grand scale is happening all around us. And this time it's so obvious, we all see it. And it's so much all at once, it's freaking everybody out. When it's subtle and it's slow, it's easier. You can go, oh, okay, a little change. But this is like, a lot of change all at once, right? So not so easy to handle. Oh, goodness. Years before the internet, people were having these 11:11 moments and using certain words to describe their experiences. So before there were computers and cell phones, smartphones, people would see them in written form, 1111. And they were using certain words to describe their experiences, all without knowing that other people all over the world were also seeing 1111 and using those same words, because we didn't have the benefit of the internet. I remember those days prior to the internet. If you wanted to look something up, you had to go to the library and talk to a librarian. Oh, yes. Yes, back in the day. Now we have the world at our fingertips, but imagine that before the internet, before smartphones, when we weren't so connected, all these people having the same experience and using the same words with no one to talk with about that. So there has to be some divine guidance going on there. It's not a mistake. That's a huge synchronicity. That is beyond coincidence. If you remember the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which by the way is one of my favorite movies, where people were getting a vision of a flat-topped mountain and realizing it meant something very important, but not exactly what. The 1111 phenomenon is very similar to that, only it's happening in real life. People are seeing it and they know in their soul, their higher self knows, their angels are telling them, this is important for you, pay attention. And they know that. And sometimes when people come see me, they are not spiritual people. They're not even really on a spiritual path yet this is happening. It doesn't matter. If it's time for you to be awakened, you will be awakened. And if it's not time, you're not going to be able to wake somebody else up. So focus on your journey. I always say that you'll waste a lot of time and energy, get very frustrated and upset other people, trying to make them go a certain speed on a path. Let's just focus on your path. That's the only one you have control of. So why are so many of us aware of this 1111 phenomenon? On a metaphysical basis, the appearance of these numbers is said to occur more frequently with those who've opened themselves to spiritual guidance and self-discovery. Many relate experiencing a feeling of being lovingly sort of pushed to establish a conscious connection with the higher self, which is your soul, and the universal God energy, whatever God means to you. Whether this awareness is engendered within the paradigms of traditional religion or gained through walking an alternative path is really inconsequential, because the phenomenon is happening globally. It has nothing to do with any religion. It has nothing to do with your beliefs. It has to do with God has decided that it is time for us to wake up, and we are in process of shifting. So try to look at all of the craziness going on around us as something a whole lot more than politics and war and skirmishes. There's some serious spirituality happening behind this to cause some big changes very quickly. And there's good things behind it. I said it before, but every day my angels are like, it's all going to be okay. And I've said it before too. I don't see how, but I trust them. They've never steered me wrong. They don't ever lie. They know what's happening. And so they're pretty darn good about making sure that these things happen the way they're meant to. Why are so many people seeing 1111 lately? Why lately? What is meaningful is that this is seen by many as an indicator of an increasingly powerful call to consciousness that's occurring all over our planet. The depth of the 1111 connection would appear to be synchronized to our level of awareness and understanding of how fundamental the connection that exists between the physical and spiritual worlds. To state the obvious, the experience of the 1111 vibration is as individual to each person as any other metaphysical encounter is or understanding is. However, the common thread in this is for a sense of wonder. We all feel that sense of wonder. We feel inspiration, heightened intuitive functioning. Many people report a strong feeling that they are being shown this for a reason. When looking to understand the 1111 manifestation on a personal level, it stands to reason that the only valid interpretation within the context of your life is your interpretation and understanding. And that's why on the show we'll say it frequently that this is what happened to us. That doesn't mean this is going to happen to you. That does not mean this will be your experience. It just means this is how it happened for me. Because usually there's some crossover with experiences, but I don't want you to be waiting for what happened to me and miss what happens to you, or write it off as it must be not that because that's not what Ivory said. No, that's not how things work. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience. I have been seeing 1111 for decades. Initially, I'm sure it was about my spiritual awakening because I remember I started seeing it in early 1984 before I started seeing way more than 1111 and experiencing things. And so that was my spiritual awakening. That was stepping on the path consciously, stopping fighting it, and really moving forward, finding a spiritual teacher, all those things that I did. Now, when I see 1111, I feel assured. I just feel this deep assurance, Ivory, you're on the right path, that I'm doing the work God and my angels want me to do. It leaves me feeling more at peace with myself and my life. And if I have any questions about things, which as humans, it's easy to do, no matter how spiritual you are, then it reassures me. It's okay. I'm doing exactly what they want. And now, so seeing 1111 now kind of feels like angels cheering me on. Go, Ivory. Keep doing your work. Keep shining your light. I want to tell you a little story about Uri Geller. You've probably heard about Uri Geller. Here's what he has to say about 1111. This is his quote. I believe that people who have constant contact with the 1111 phenomena have some type of a positive mission to accomplish. It is still a mystery to me what it is that we all have to do or why we're being gathered and connected together, but it is very real and tangible. I feel that it is immensely positive, almost like there is a thinking entity sending us these physical and visual signs from the universe. In me, it activates the power of prayer, love, and determination to somehow help the world. Someday, I suspect we will find out the true meaning behind this puzzling phenomenon. Just reading what Uri Geller has to say here, I would say Uri Geller's a light worker because he feels inspired to help the world. And that's, a common trait usually from a young age of a light worker is they want to help people. They're healers in every conceivable way. They want to heal, they want to help, and they're not happy in their work unless they're helping people. And the more deeply, more meaningful in their view that they're helping people, the happier they'll be. That's been true for me as well. So seeing 1111 can be a part of your awakening, like the beginning of your spiritual journey. And you can also see it later on your spiritual journey just to say, you're doing good. You're listening to your angels. You're hearing their messages. You're following their guidance. God and the angels are happy with you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep on trucking, all of that. It's going to be kind of a shorter show today, and I apologize for that. I didn't know I was going to be doing the show alone today, so surprise, it happens. All of us as Sedona Soul Sisters hope that this show helps you, especially those of you wondering if you've been going crazy. Odds are you're not going crazy. People who are going crazy don't usually think they're going crazy. The truth is that we are not 100% sure how this 1111 phenomenon will manifest, but we're enjoying the process of discovery with you. Be sure to notice what is happening in your life when you see 1111 or other repeating patterns. According to those who have been having this experience for decades, like myself, you are being guided, assisted, triggered, or reminded at that moment for a reason. And I'm going to suggest something too. I'm really big on journaling. I've got about 40 years worth of spiritual journals, and I like to keep everything in one journal, and I just write the day, the time, what happened? What did I hear? What did I see? What did I experience? And it really helps with these angel numbers because you'll see how often you really are seeing 1111. If you start paying attention, what was I thinking about? What was I doing? Then it'll help pinpoint you to the specific message for you behind seeing this code of consciousness number. So I hope that that is of benefit for you as you move forward. It's just one, that's a powerful number of all the angel numbers, but there's so many more. I want you to tune in next Friday. Roz will be back. And the topic next Friday is affirmations of abundance. We are going to be doing some affirmations, but we're also going to be teaching you some other methods for bringing abundance into your life. And just remember, abundance is not all about money. Abundance is everything in your life that makes it good, rich, and full, that makes it feel wonderful. It can be people, experiences, security, and money. So join us for that. That's going to be really fun. If you have more questions about us or our services, we invite you to visit our website, SedonaSoulSisters.com, and be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss an episode, and like us because it puts a smile on our face. And as I said, we'll be back next Friday. In the meantime, we hope you have an enlightening week.